Anyone know? Because you've got covetousness in your heart. What I'm asking you about is your heart. What causes you to look to money for stability? It's because there's covetousness in your heart. And because you have pride in your heart. Every person in the church, I would say 99.9%, have covetousness and pride. It doesn't make you evil, it just makes you human. And it also makes you vulnerable. So get it out of your heart. What we are seeing in our nation today is a shift. America has long been the financial giant of the world. A few years back, the Lord began to take me into private meetings. He would just take me in by the Spirit so that I could hear and see what was being said and what was being done in these private meetings. And I would hear the financial cable of the world, the financial elite of the world, together making plans on how exactly they were going to shift America's economic wealth back over to London. If you investigate what is being done today, you will see that what they were planning so many years ago, they are doing today. The world wealth is being shifted back to London. There's an area that is about a mile square, if I remember correctly, that they call the city. And it's in the middle of London. It is the financial center of the world. America's wealth is being, steered back to London. The plan is to bring America to its knees, to cripple America, so that it is utterly dependent on Europe for its survival. Why? Because the Antichrist has put together his network in Europe. He wants America subservient to his goal, his vision, his purpose. And right now, America is way too independent. We're way too capable, and we're way too independent. He sees right now America as a great threat, not an advantage, but a threat. And we are. If America stops this integration with Europe, and we just flat refuse to go, we could set back his purposes for many decades. So we are a great threat. America as a whole, saved or unsaved, could stop what is going on. We could slow it down tremendously. Not to mention what the church can do if the church would just get on its knees before God and begin to pray and repent for America's sins. If we would just repent and then begin to intercede that God would stop this thing, that he would slow it down, you would be amazed at the power that he would put in our hands. If the American church does not do this, we will keep tripping along until we've tripped into our own demise, and it's not far away. Even now, the Lord showed me in a vision. How many of you are familiar with the term Illuminati? He showed me in a vision. I saw the Capitol representing the governments of America. And the Lord spoke to me and he said, this is Illuminati. Not this is affected by Illuminati, not that Illuminati has inroads into the government. This is Illuminati. Next, he showed me the high courts. This is Illuminati. Then he showed me the banks all across America, plus the Federal Reserve, plus the IMF, plus the World Bank. This is Illuminati. Even in this great crisis that America is going through financially at this time, this has all been spearheaded by the Illuminati. You can remember, I'm sure, seeing in the news how our president brought in the World Bank supposedly to stabilize our economy. How many of you remember that? What we did at that moment was turn our country over to the World Bank, which is Illuminati. This whole financial crisis that we've been forced into was for the purpose of accomplishing that very thing. Now, if the Illuminati owns America because it owns our banks, where are we in the plan of Satan? How far along are we? The Antichrist goes forth conquering and to conquer. How? As a man of peace. There's a bow, but there's no arrow. The Illuminati has a philosophy. If they can take the nation through its financial institution, well, if not, they will bring in war. So the fact that they very quickly, how quickly was America willing to give up its financial sovereignty? We hardly stumbled. We weren't in the midst of a 1929 chaotic depression. We barely stumbled. And in our little bit of stumbling, we are already ready to turn over our personal sovereignty to the Illuminati. If we in fact did do that, which we did, we all watched it, where are we in the scheme of Satan? How far are we along? How close is darkness? Has the white horse been released? Do we need to prepare ourselves for a great evil force that is quickly taking over our nation? How long can we afford to keep playing church and not get serious about our faith? How long can we continue to stay connected to the world, looking at the stability of the world, looking at the world for the things that please us, rather than Christ? How long does it take to make someone who's weak strong? Can it happen overnight? Have you ever seen it happen overnight? How long do you have to prepare for the encroaching darkness? I can remember years ago, the Lord spoke to me in a dream. And in this dream, I was in this house, and there was a huge storm, like a Katrina, except that it wasn't a hurricane. But it was a devastating storm, sweeping over the landscape, heading right at my house.